They say even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfsbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright. The legend of the werewolf is one of humanity's oldest tales, whispered around campfires, inked into medieval manuscripts, and finally immortalized in Hollywood's golden age of monsters. But long before Lon Chaney Jr. donned the fangs and fur in The Wolfman of 1941, stories of men cursed to transform under the full moon haunted Europe for centuries. Some said it was a punishment from the gods, others believed it was witchcraft, or worse, a darkness lurking inside all of us. But it was Universal's Wolfman that gave the creature a soul, a tragic figure doomed to become a beast. Lon Chaney Jr.'s Larry Talbot didn't want to kill, but when the moon rose, there was no escape. Since then, the werewolf has evolved from the gothic forests of old horror to the chaos of 80s classics like An American Werewolf in London, to modern reimaginings that mix horror with heart. And yet one thing never changes, the full moon still calls. And tonight it's calling for something dark, wild, and untamed. So, in the spirit of Halloween, let's make When the Wolfsbane Blooms. And to start off with, you need 1/2 of an ounce of fresh lime juice, 1/2 of an ounce of grenadine, 1/2 of an ounce of falernum, 1.5 ounces of Bettie Page spiced rum, and I'm using a bare barrel insulated shaker tin and I'm filling it with 1 scoop of ice, and give it a whip shake. Then take a Mai Tai glass and fill it about halfway with ice, and then pour the drink strained over the ice. Then top with 1 to 2 ounces of Fever Tree Blood Orange ginger beer. Fill the rest of the way with ice. Garnish with the spent lime shell, and something a little spooky, like skeleton arms. And that, my friends, is how you make When the Wolfsbane Blooms. This is a cocktail inspired by moonlit forests and midnight transformations, rich with spice, a bite of fruit, and a whisper of something dangerous beneath the surface. And the Wolfman does remind us that even monsters are born from something deeply human: love, loss, and the pull of things we cannot control. That's what makes the story timeless and keeps us coming back every full moon and every spooky season. I want to thank Michael Cobb of Bettie Page Rum for gifting me this fantastic bottle. If you can find it, do not hesitate to pick it up. It has easily become probably my favorite spiced rum. So that all being said, whether you are at home, sitting in a bar, or under the shimmer of a blood moon, let's raise our glasses to Lon Chaney Jr., the silver screen's first true creature of tragedy, and to the wild side that lives in all of us, because remember, when the wolfsbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright, the beast inside of us always stirs. So it is Halloween week. I hope you all have a safe and wonderful Halloween. As you can tell, with my new stash, I am in my best Magnum PI getup. So if you see me walking around Vegas as Magnum PI, please say hi. But again, have a safe and wonderful Halloween. Akole Maluna, my friends. Cheers and enjoy.